the winners of the AFC North in each of the last 2 years, and they meet in Week 1 here in 2007. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz alongside NFL.com's Pat Kirwan with you, breaking down each game every single week here on CBSSports.com. And we'll start with the Monday Nighter. The first of the two Monday Nighters is Cincinnati hosting Baltimore. And, Pat, let's start with the Ravens and their offense. The biggest piece they added this year, Willis McGahee. Will we see a difference this time around in Week 1?
You know, I'm not necessarily sure we will, because to me, when I watch Willis McGahee, especially this summer, I'm seeing a guy that's a little bit like Edgerrin James and a little bit like Jamal Lewis. Pretty solid back, going to cross the line of scrimmage at the right place, square, but not a guy that's going to burst and give you a lot of big runs. Maybe one run a game, but mostly you're going to see 3.5 yards a carry. I don't see a lot of difference.
In this game particularly, though, he's going up against a Cincinnati defense that isn't very good, especially against the pass, but that also hurts them against the run. What will they be able to do as far as try and take away McGahee, or do they try and take away McNair?
Well, I think you try to take away McGahee, because I think as time's gone on with Steve McNair, people have come to the decision that he doesn't throw the deep ball very well anymore. So it's all about the running game and the short passing attack with an occasional deep ball. You watch him on tape, you don't see a lot of people playing and honoring the deep stuff. So it does start with the run. Expect to see the safety, especially for Cincinnati, dropped into the box, taking on the run, because their defensive line is poor.
Yeah, and people, as far as you're talking about the deep ball, Derek Mason, no longer your deep threat. He is the now possession receiver for the Baltimore Ravens. On the other side, you've got two guys that can go both directions. You've got Chad Johnson and you've got T.J. Houshmandzadeh against this Baltimore defense, which everybody knows is solid and very good, and it is every year. Can they contain these two receivers?
Well, here's the story, and this is the equation for winning and losing. Last year when the Bengals won, 18 receptions for those two receivers combined. When they lost, 7 receptions. So the Raven defense has proven they can do it, and they've also proven they can't do it. It starts with pressure up front. Without Chris Henry on the field, their 3-wide receiver package for Cincinnati was the most devastating weapon they had. They're not going to have Chris Henry due to suspension. That changes how the coverages go. I think they're going to be able to contain them.
Henry out for the first 8 games due to that suspension that you mentioned. So that's the first half of the season in the NFL. All right, so you think they're going to be able to contain Johnson and Houshmandzadeh, but do they win the ball game in Cincinnati?
I like Baltimore to go in there and win this game. Look, I'd like to see the Bengals win the game, but they're thin at running back. I look at the depth. There's no depth behind the quarterback. They're missing a starting wide receiver. The offensive tackles have been hurt all summer, although they're going to play. The defensive tackles don't look like they can stand up to the running game that they're going to get from the Ravens. I'm going to take the Ravens in a very low-scoring game at home.
Yeah, low-scoring game with Cincinnati, really?
Yes.
All right, very interesting, although they are going against Baltimore, so that would make sense. All right, it's Week 1, and it's the first of the doubleheaders on Monday night, and it starts at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. It is Baltimore traveling to Cincinnati. For NFL.com's Pat Kirwan, I'm Jason Horowitz. We'll see you next time here on CBSSports.com. Take care.